Hello friends and welcome to my channel. It has been a while, I say that in every single video, you should expect it at this point. Today, as kind of a reintroduction to my YouTube channel, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite films. Disclaimer, 90% of these are going to be Disney and or Disney Pixar because I am 12 and this is just who I am. Alright, let's get to it! Alright, first at number 10, we have The Avengers. This movie is what got me into Marvel movies, and it's what made me a Marvel fan. It's what made me a Tom Hiddleston fan. I love Loki, okay? It's not that big of a secret. It's just a thing that I do. Okay, go watch it. If you haven't. Why? Number 9 is kind of a throwback, and I don't even know if a lot of people know about it. You should, but it's Anastasia. It's great. Wow. It's also a musical, which is another main reason why I like it so much. A+. The music is great. Score is great. It's great. It's just great. This is one of the animated movies in my list that is not a Disney movie. People think that Anastasia is a Disney princess, and she isn't. Get it right. She is not a Disney princess. Just because there is a princess in a movie does not mean that she's associated with Disney. Okay? Just had a rant about that for a second because some people think she's Disney and she ain't. Moving on. Number 8 is a pretty classic 80s movie that I didn't see until like my senior year in high school. It is The Breakfast Club. I think the best thing about it is the acting. I mean, it is kind of cheesy because it's an 80s film, but it's still really great. I think the moral of the story of this film is to not be so judgmental towards people, because you could end up being friends with them. You could actually really like them and end up being friends with them. Number 7 is another childhood classic nostalgia movie. Well, it's not just one movie. It's 3! Yes, I love Toy Story. It's so good. Wow, let me talk about Toy Story. Fun fact, Toy Story is the first Disney Pixar animated movie ever. It came out in 1995, which is the year I was born, fun fact, and Steve Jobs was like the head of, I'm pretty sure he was like the head of Pixar or something. He was involved in the process of making this movie, let's just say that. Through the course of all 3 of these films, it's really cool to see the animation styles change and get better. The first one came out in 1995, the last one came out in 2010. I mean, that's like 15 years of animation and different animation processes and blah blah blah. Story 3, oh man, when I saw it in theaters I cried so much. So many tears were shed. Oh man. And I think there's gonna be a Toy Story 4 in like 2017, which is kind of unnecessary, but I'm still gonna watch it. So we're gonna take a break from Disney Pixar films for a second for number 6, which is Hugo. This is a Martin Scorsese film, and it's very different. Very, very different from his other films. Listen, I've seen half of Wolf of Wall Street and I couldn't get through it because it made me kind of uncomfortable. So the first time I saw Hugo, I was a sophomore in high school, and one of my favorite teachers recommended it, so I went to go see it in theaters with my friends, and we loved it, and I've loved it ever since. The message of this film and like the theme of this film is about finding your life's purpose. George Méliès's life purpose is to make films, and I think Hugo's purpose in life is to fix people, or fix things, not just people, because that's kind of what he does. He like fixes toys in George Méliès's little toy store, and he also says that, like, maybe my purpose is to fix things. Ugh, it's beautiful. And it's great because Hugo kind of helps George Méliès get back into filmmaking, so he kind of fixes him in a way, you know what I mean? The story is so good, it's written beautifully, and the cinematography is also really great in this. A+. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. Oh man, it's wonderful. Number 5 is Whiplash. I think the best part about Whiplash is the acting. The acting is just phenomenal. J.K. Simmons is absolutely terrifying in this film. Like, you love and hate his character, you know? It's one of those. And he does it so well. It's so good. Number 4 is one of those movies that I wasn't really sure if I was gonna like, but then I ended up really liking it. It is Imitation Game, and yes, the only reason why I wanted to watch it in the first place was because Benedict Cumberbatch is in it. A+ actor. The first time I watched it, I cried, okay? I genuinely just don't get emotional over movies, but this one made me emotional as heck. It also made me mad. No spoilers, but like, the things that happen in the movie made me mad. Another thing, other than the acting being A+, the cinematography is also A+. I really like the cinematography. Number 3 is Spirited Away. I first saw Spirited Away in high school by the same teacher who recommended Hugo. This was the first Studio Ghibli film I've ever seen, and it's probably still my favorite. Since then, I've seen like 2 or 3 other ones, and they've all been great. All of the Studio Ghibli films are animated so well, and they're just so pretty. All of them are just aesthetically pleasing to look at. Studio Ghibli movies are weird, but in a really great, creative, brilliant way, and if you haven't seen one, please watch it. Number 2 is another one of those childhood nostalgia movies that you can't help but love. It's The Emperor's New Groove. There is literally nothing bad about this film. It's just a good movie. Every time I've talked to somebody about it, everyone loves it. Like, I haven't met a single person who either doesn't know what this is or doesn't like it. Every 90s kid grew up with this movie, so everyone my age loves this movie. I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters. That's like a faint memory, but I'm pretty sure I saw this in theaters. This one has really stuck with me because it's just hilarious. It's also got good message about not being mean and selfish to people. Also, I really like Yzma. She's so sassy and funny. Like, she's a good villain. I don't know. She's great. Here comes my favorite film of all time, which you all have been waiting for, but if you already know me, you already know what this is. You already know what this is. You know what it is. It's freaking Big Hero 6. I love this movie so much. I have 2 stuffed Baymaxes on my bed. Like, that's how much I am obsessed with this movie. What I like most about Big Hero 6 though is the female characters. Everybody talks about how there's not a lot of good female representation in films, in, you know, female characters. That doesn't happen in this movie. There are some wonderful, strong, and super intelligent female characters in this film. My favorite is Go-Go. She is everything I want to be in a person. Wow, she is so cool. Honey Lemon's great too in her own way because she is more feminine, but she's also really smart. She's not one of those like ditzy blondes that is only good for her appearance. Like, that is not, no, that is not who Honey Lemon is. That's not who Go-Go is. That's not how any of the female characters are in this film, and that's why I love it. I also really love that there's no romance. Despite being in a team with 3 other guys, none of them, you know, have a romantic interest in either Gogo or Honey Lemon, and I think that is great. They're all friends, they all respect each other, they all know that they're smart in their own ways, and wow, it's just great. Also, Baymax is really adorable. I love him so much. Wow, I love Baymax. If it wasn't obvious. If it wasn't obvious. Also, Fall Out Boy's got a song in the movie, so that was another reason why that was one of the reasons why I wanted to see it in the first place. And then I came out of the theater just like, this is it. This changed my life. I think I just found my new favorite film. Guys, Big Hero 6 is so important to me. I'm kind of obsessed with Big Hero 6. There's no shame here, you guys. I genuinely... So there you have it. That's my top 10 favorite films so far, currently, as of 2016. If you liked this video for some reason, you can like this video and subscribe to see more of my face, because I plan on making more videos at some point. Also, wow, okay, so last semester I made a short film and I think it turned out pretty well, and I put it on YouTube, so go check it out. I'd really appreciate it if you'd watch that as well. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.